do we have a fantasy star on our hands here, George? Here is the question with Jaden Daniels of the Washington Commanders. A lot of folks went into the fantasy season saying, hey, look, maybe this isn't Anthony Richardson, but it could be the next best thing. I'm here to tell you, I don't know. I'm sort of feeling like Daniels could be better than Anthony Richardson.
I don't know if I'm going to go there yet, all right, but I think he's in the conversation, yeah. What did we hear at draft time? A lot of people wanted a quarterback who can move, right? You don't want the guy who's going to take 5-7 steps and throw the football anymore because you want that additional rushing yards. You know, you get 50, 60 yards, that's a touchdown, right? That's why Josh Allen is so valuable. Lamar Jackson is so valuable, right? You go up and down. Jalen Hurts. You go up and down here. I think Daniels is going to be a good quarterback. I think Washington got their guy, and he can throw the football too. We know McLaurin's a really good wide receiver. It may not be much else there. We'll see what McCaffrey can be. Luke McCaffrey can be there in time. But, you know, I do have hope for him. I think at season's end, he's going to be a quarterback one. It may be a low-end quarterback one, but a quarterback one nonetheless.
Yeah, I was really impressed watching him in that game. All right, now Anthony Richardson, look, he's going to have a big year. He's going to have a big fantasy year. There's no question about it. I don't know about the long-term viability here. And look, give him credit. He hung in there with the Houston Texans. My fear for him, George, is that when you go back and you watch film, if you protect the deep ball against Richardson, he could hurt you with his legs. And that may be where all of his fantasy value is coming from. I cannot see him throwing 2 70-yard bombs like he did again.
That should come in time, right? Practice time. I think he will get better here. I think Richardson's going to be fine. Does need to learn how to avoid hits. All right. Once again, that hit. Remember that hit from Tua last night? He initiated it. Slide. The rules are made for you not to get hit. Take advantage of them.
Happy Friday night, everybody. I'm the Raging Redhead Cam Stewart, and my old partner in crime joining me tonight while Morency is at the World Series game, and what a game it is right now. 2-1 New York Yankees. George Kurtz losing his mind on every pitch, and George joins me tonight. George, could be a great night for the Kurtz family. The Islanders in overtime against the Devils, and now the Yankees. A lot of baseball left, buddy, but a good start and some nice defense this inning. Buddy, how you doing, George? How's your heart rate?
You know, I'm sure it's more than I'm calm. I am calm here. It's not the Super Bowl, you know, it's his first game of 7-game series, but it's just different. Your heart's with every pitch, right? That play by that Chisholm just made. I know the ball was right at him, but still, that's a nice, solid play. You made it look easy. Great here. I've said several times, Cam, and you know, once again, you're the same age as around the same age as I am. I grew up in the 70s watching the Yankees and Dodgers. Over and over again, 77, 78, 81. It's one of the first games I can truly remember here. Actually, it's more 76 for me. I do remember the Yankees playing the Reds. But my father, who we had our issues. He died in 92 before the Yankees became great in the 90s. But he taught me how to keep score during the 77 series. You know, that's when I started watching, became the big Yankee fan that I am, was watching that. Keep score, on a piece of loose leaf paper, drawing lines with a ruler and pencil here. So I remember those are memories that have stuck in me forever, watching those games with my father. So this series brings back all those memories. It just floods them all back. This series means more to me than if the Yankees were playing San Diego, or they playing the Mets. This series meant more to me playing the Dodgers than it did the Mets because of the memories of my father.
George, I'm telling you, George, we don't get this very often, too. This is special stuff, like legacy franchise versus legacy franchise. It's unbelievable stuff. And, we're just waiting for this series. And, hey, it's lived up to the hype. Flaherty and Cole, they've been good. We're getting defense. Dodgers get a run. Kike Hernandez, an absolute monster in the playoffs. And Stanton, I'll tell you, George, he's the one guy I bet for the Yankees. When I did Coast to Coast, I told Pharrell 9-1 MVP. He's my guy. This guy's hotter than hell right now. And that's good news because, sometimes there's power outages with Stanton, but now he's hot and that's good. And you brought up a good point. I loved your line that him and Judge have changed bodies, but Stanton has been an absolute beast for the Yankees.
Said it on you and I looking good today, by the way, because I said it with Adam Kaufman on Game Time Decisions earlier today. Stanton hits the great at Dodger Stadium. He's from the area, right? Stanton said his father took him to, I think, Dodger game for the first in his life. And he's from the area there, so that's good. He's comfortable here, all right. And he's hitting the I mean, he's hitting the cover off the ball, right? So I was on him for an anytime home run tonight, so that's good. I said, fair warning, I'm on Ohtani as well. That hasn't hit yet. We'll see. But he just looks like a different player right now, Cam. And, it's funny. I know you know this. Everybody out there probably knows this. Yankee fans hate Stanton, or at least they did. They did until October, whatever, 7th or what it was. They're going to build him a monument. I think Dave Sherahan just said they're going to build him a monument in Monument Park next to Babe Ruth if they win a World Series here. He's been that good.
Yeah, George, so since we're here and it's a betting show right now, 2-1 Yankees, what do we got? We got Yankees on the money line minus 240. I'm seeing plus 170 with the Dodgers. Total 5.5, over minus 125, under minus 115. Anything? Do you think we can get to 6, George? I know originally we were both talking about over 8.5, 9 in this game, depending on where you shot. But you think we can get there? There's still a lot of baseball left.
Yeah, pregame, I'm on the Yankees and the over. That's what I had bet as far as the those are concerned here. Do I think we're going to get to 60? I think we can. I mean, we're in the bullpens now. Well, we're in the bullpen for L.A. Gratterall, who I don't think pitched the first appearance this postseason. Interesting.
Oh, my favorite medication, Gratterall. 2 Gratteralls and go to bed, George. Remember? that was my recipe when we got smoked on Sunday Night Football. A couple Gratteralls. I haven't seen that guy in a while. Wow, Gratterall. Blast from the past.
I don't want to remember that. I never want to remember that. By the way, for the game you're mentioning, by the way, we needed more than 2 Gratteralls. I think we needed the whole bottle of Gratterall.
Yeah.
To get through that.
Ever seen Tom Brady lose by 38 points? There's probably the one time in his career, and George and I were doing that game live. So, George, I think I'm going to take a stab with 5.5. With the bats here. It could have been more scoring. There have been pretty good defense in this game. A lot of hits to the warning track. And I was really surprised. The first couple innings, I thought, wow, we're going to get there. The Dodgers, couple balls right to the track, right to the wall, just not going out. And that's the thing about these games with the Marine Lair and Dodger Stadium. It's not an easy ballpark to crank home runs. One live college game right now. We got a game going on in football right now. I'm not going to trouble you with the Toronto Argonauts Edmonton Elks game for everybody's sake. We'll just let that one go. I might have a couple picks there, but Louisville and Boston College, Louisville plus 6.5 live. We're going to take a stab with the Cardinals. They're pre-favorite minus 7.5 in this game, and I think there's enough football left where they can come back against Boston College, trailing 27-17. George, what do we got on the ice? I know I have the Predators.
We got some good news, Cam.
No,
we got some good news.
With the Predators. Oh, we got good news. Give me good news, George.
Yeah,
I need the Predators.
They took that goal. The goal I told you that the Blackhawks scored. Well, they took it away. It was offsides. Offsides. Coach's challenge. They take it back.
Scored. Oh, hey,
and the Predators were scored, baby. Forsberg puts it in the net. They're only down 1 now. Our parlay is still alive.
Yeah, crazy stuff, George. That this Vegas Ottawa game that started at 6:00 Eastern earlier today. What a gong show. See that? Like goals. Like what is going on here? And your Islanders too, 4-3 win over the Devils. So we got 2 overs today. I thought the dog would come in, but I don't know how Vegas does it, George. It's like a magic act. Every time they're down, just bet them live. It's just one of those teams that they always come back. I don't know how the hell they do it, but they seem to do it on a nightly basis.
Listen, they are a good team, all right? So that may be part of it there. They weren't playing. Listen, what's Ottawa's problem? Generally, they don't have Olmo. I don't think he played back. He's still out. So they don't have great goaltending, and their defense is iffy. So they are a team you can come back on. They can score goals. Ottawa can score goals. So when we think Ottawa, we generally do think the over, which is what I had in that game. That game was beautiful for me. So I was telling, I forget who I was telling. I had the over and Vegas here, so I was very happy to see that. Unfortunately, now you know me, Cam. I'm the Islander fan, but I bet the Devils.
Oh, you did, George.
I did.
See, now you're going to tell me.
I bet the Yankees tonight. I can't do both, baby.
Yeah. Oh, my God, George.
Can't do both.
And Jack, shout out to our producer, Jack. George is like one of these.
I had the under.
Always laugh. Okay. George.
I had the under. Yeah. I mean, the Islanders have been shut out 3 of their last 6 games. They're going against the Devils, who are supposedly one of the best defensive teams. You know,
I'm going to tell you something. Keith talked about it today, and I was like watching. Like he's like, our goaltending is not. It needs to be better. The defense has been a little bit slow. That's the thing about the Devils. This pre-season hype with the Devils. Look at all the hype teams. I fell into it. Nashville, horrible start. Devils, meh, whatever. And all these other teams are coming. Like George, I'm telling you, I got futures on Dallas. The Dallas Stars, to me, I'd click it right. That team looks absolutely lethal. That, in my opinion, a lot of hockey left. But I think they're a team that could beat the Edmonton Oilers. So, George, anything else live in the Yankee game before Coach Terry Bowden comes on with me for a segment? We'll talk a little bit of college football. We got a great game coming up tonight, UNLV and BYU. Winner probably wins the Mountain West. George, anything total live with this Yankee-Dodger game?
I'm also on Mookie Betts to get over 2 bases. Well, over a base and a half actually there. So I have that. I didn't have much else on anyone else. I thought Cole would pitch well, not this well. All right, so I calmed it down a little bit there. Anything live here? I said I like your over 5.5. By the way, this went down 36. Right, 36.
Yeah.
It was minus 130 when you and I started talking about it. Now it's plus 106, and the Yankees have a runner on first. Judge, by the way, breaking news: Judge gets a single. I guess breaking news: he's made contact with the ball, but he actually had a hard single. He can hit the guy throwing 110 miles an hour, but not the guy throwing 90. Go figure. So single for Judge here. I still like this over with plus money. I even like it more.
Giancarlo Stanton's at the plate, so anything is possible with this guy. He's an absolute machine right now, but Gratterall's got him 0-2. George, I know you're a happy guy right now. Morency's at the game. He's probably remember the last time he went to the game too. It was that 1-0 game. It was a very close game. He lost. I remember I think it was Gavin Lux who hit a ball that was definitely going to go out, but the wind it was blowing so hard that night it kept him in the park, and he was raging. So hey, trip to New York right now. It's George Kurtz. It's George Kurtz, Carver, Farrell, and everybody at SportsGrid versus Morency and Rob Vino. It's coming up later on in the show. George, I'll catch you in a bit while you enjoy the game. Hopefully your heart rate's still over.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the game starts, so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. I am ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people.
What in the world is going on in Miami, Dom?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take, hot take.
I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back, everybody. Sports Rage Late Night. I'm Cam Stewart, filling in for Gabe Morency at the Dodgers-Yankees World Series game. Game 1, Gabe's on fire. I watch his episodes with Terry Bowden, the coach. And, Coach, what can you say? SportsGrid, we love it all. We got a great football game coming up, too. We got Boise State. This is the best Friday night going. We got Boise State and UNLV. How you doing, Coach? And
college right now is sticking it all over Louisville. And we haven't even got the big game yet. The big Boise State UNLV game will start in a little while. Great night. Friday night's becoming a great night for college football.
You're absolutely right. What do you think of Castellanos? Doesn't he remind you of poor man's kind of Murray, of the quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals? He's got that same style.
You hit it perfectly, and he's gotten better all year long, and Coach O'Brien has done a great job. That team is getting after it. They jumped all over Louisville, but now Louisville's down 10. They're coming back. But Castellanos, I've been so impressed with him from game one to where he is now.
Yeah, he reminds me like Kyler Murray a bit. He's got those quick little strides. And Boston College, I'm impressed. They were big dogs tonight. Coach, coming up, we got Boise State and UNLV for the Mountain West. This is a huge game for the Broncos. UNLV, what a job. This program has been fantastic this year. They lose their quarterback. They come in. They're still grinding. Tough loss to Syracuse. But, Coach, who do you like in this one? And what can you say about, first of all, Boise State? Their program just continues to be great. And UNLV, more known for basketball, they've been fantastic with this program growing. This is going to be a great game. If you love college football, this is your game.
Well, I think these are the top two G5 teams that have a great chance to get in the college football playoff. And right now, they both have one loss. I think the winner of this game is in the driver's seat to get that position. And they're both top scoring teams in the nation, both in the top 5. But the difference for Boise State, Ashton Gentry, everybody knows what the difference is this year. It's that running back, a sensational, historic almost running back.
You're right, Coach. And another thing is, behind Cam Ward, he's the second favorite in the Heisman. Do you think they could ever give a Heisman trophy to a running back? If anybody deserves it, he does.
Alabama's had a couple in the last 10 years running backs, but usually if you win the national championship, you're a great running team. They focus on that. Tonight's the first time. I think a lot of people are going to see that this Gentry for the first time over here on the East Coast because it's such a big name. It gets bigger and bigger. I mean, the guy has, 1,200 yards already in 6 games. He has two 300-yard games or 3 200-yard games. And I saw 8 touchdowns over 50 yards. I mean, he's Barry. So we're talking Barry Sanders numbers.
It's insane. This guy's running prop tonight, Coach, is like 196.5. So, like, you got to get 200 yards. Like, are you kidding me? So, yeah, if you guys haven't seen this kid run, he's the real deal.
I'm
Coach,
taking the over.
I like the over, too. What do we got? 65.5. Let me take a look here. 64.5. I like the over, Coach. Clean ride.
They can't stop this running back, but they can score. So it's going to get into a scoring match because everybody's tried to stop him. Nobody can. And so UNLV has an opportunity to go out there and score with them, having a chance to win. So I think it's going to push that score up and give us a great football game.
I'm with you, Coach. And the thing is, people don't understand UNLV can run the ball too, and Boise State has problems stopping the run. So I think they're just going to run all over each other, and that could maybe set up the pass. Coach, we got Navy Notre Dame on Saturday. I'm doing the college show tomorrow at noon. I can't wait. I'm absolutely jacked for this game. Navy looks great. They're getting 13.5. I know the Irish are good. It's played at MetLife. I got to tell you, I love those academy schools. Navy, I think they might give Notre Dame some problems in this game. It's not going to be that easy.
I guarantee it. I've played against Alabama twice. I played against, even back in the Tubby Raymond days when Delaware ran the wing team. Navy is running a phenomenal, smart, I call them academy offenses, but that's with great respect. They're smart offenses. They run a little bit of triple option, a little bit of wing T, and they throw in the spread passing attack. And it's not that when you got great athletes like Notre Dame, they've not played anybody with a defense like Notre Dame, but their job is to use misdirection and fakes and get great athletes running the wrong way so they don't have to tackle and block them one-on-one. And so I think Navy's going to surprise people. I watched a lot of highlights with them this week against Memphis especially. It's fantastic. You'll enjoy watching it. I still think athleticism will win out over scheme, and Notre Dame's got too much of it.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame will win, but it'll be maybe a tighter game than people anticipate. What about Army, Coach, too, and Monk in the job he's done? Like, this is wild. We could actually have that Army-Navy game at the end of the year mean some big stuff, man. This is fantastic.
And I spent 10 years broadcasting, but I was fortunate enough with ABC to do the Army-Navy game for about 4 times. Unbelievable atmosphere. But everybody, I played Army not year before last, the year before that. Played them twice, and all the academies are adding passing to their running game. You know, they only used to pass when they were losing. Now they're passing when they're winning. I'm talking about Army. I'm talking about Navy. And really, Vanderbilt has grabbed the same type of offense, and we saw that against Alabama. I'm not sure they are so good at it, and they are so smart, and they are so disciplined. I mean, we're going to see some exciting, fun football when we watch them play Notre Dame.
I got to tell you, Coach, another game, it's kind of like under the radar. People aren't talking about Wisconsin. And Penn State's laying 6.5. The Badgers have really figured something out. I don't think this game's going to be easy. You know these guys in Wisconsin, they like to party. This game's at night. Hopefully they don't get too crazy because I'll tell you, Penn State, this is going to be a battle in this game. One of my favorites. If you like tough, hard-nosed football, this is your game.
That's what you're going to get. When you go to Wisconsin, I've taken a team up there. They will whip the heck out of you if you ain't ready to play it. Penn State's going to take a great team, and Penn State has a good reputation for playing tough football, but it's going to be closer than what people think, but I'm still holding on to Penn State. I still think Penn State's going to be undefeated going into a later game with Ohio State.
What do you think about this Indiana run there, Coach, too? I got to tell you, Curtis Rourke is from right up the street, and I'm outside of Toronto. Like, he's a legend in these parts, like literally like 10, 15 minutes away. His family, his brother plays for the BC Lions. He's been on fire. What a job they've done getting over the James Madison players. I love it. Not a basketball school. Indiana's a football school, Coach.
Well, you know, Curtis Rourke, I recruited his older brother at Akron and lost him to Ohio U. Then Curtis goes to Ohio U, but I followed them. Then Kurt Signetti, his father was my dad's offensive coordinator at West Virginia, and he was head coach, and he was a genius offensive coach. We know where Kurt got his smarts. The quarterback's supposedly out. He'll be out this game, but I think Kurt Signetti knows how to develop the backup as well. I still got Indiana all the way.
Coach, we got about a minute left. This Oregon team is 3-touchdown favorite. Don't sleep on Illinois. I watched that game against Michigan. They got a quarterback now and a defense that's getting better. I think Oregon, they've been able to take these guys lightly, or it could be close.
No, I've got Oregon, but I'm betting on Illinois to cover the points and take the points and win that part of it. No, Illinois is a tough football team. They're better than people think. They give a lot of people tough games. They had a funny game against Purdue, but they've been unbelievable in the other games. They're tough, well coached. They'll bring a good team in here, and I think they'll beat the line.
Coach, it's been a pleasure meeting you, brother. Enjoy the UNLV Boise State game, and I hope to talk to you soon. Shout out to you, man. Enjoy the football.
Guardians, despite being at home in the land, were a home underdog against Derek Skubal. Enter Lane Thomas, maybe one of the under-the-radar trade deadline acquisitions being dealt from the Nationals. He was huge in the ALDS.
A heavy favorite for the New York Yankees in the series. You're going to look to their best two ball players to be those MVPs. That's Juan Soto and it's Aaron Judge.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. I am ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people.
What in the world is going on in Miami, Dom?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take.
I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Huge play by the New York Yankees. Clay Holmes, little pop up there. I see George, heart monitor up. He's sweating. He's watching the game going, Holmes better not blow this, but big out for the Yankees right now. I'd like to thank Coach Terry Bowden. I got to tell you, Jack and George, what a great man. I know Pharrell had him on today when I filled out on Coast to Coast, and man, that was awesome. We could have talked about every single damn football game, but George, if you get out of this jam, This will be huge. I know we got that live over, but you don't care. You just want the Yankees to win. Tense situations here. Game 1 of the World Series already living up to the bill.
Looks like the Yankees are going to make another pitching change here. It doesn't look like it. They are. They're going to Tommy Conley and taking Holmes out. Yeah. The reason would be that I guess the Yankees don't want to bring in one of their left-handers. Conley's numbers are better against left-handers than they are against right-handers. His changeup just plays better against them. But he also is a guy who can give up big hits if the player can relax, not be overhyped. You can hit his changeup. So that's the thing. That Ken Lux relax here, assuming it's going to continue to be Lux there. So it's an important at bat here, no doubt, right? Holmes made a great pitch to Will Smith here. He popped it up, so they didn't get the run. They didn't get the free run in there. Second time this game, the Dodgers have not driven in a run from third base with less than 2 outs.
It's surprising. Yeah, college football update. They were down 27-10 in Louisville. Has taken a 30-27 lead. Coach and I were talking about Boston College quarterback Castellanos, who kind of reminds us of Kyler Murray, a little scat like Kyler Murray Jr. runs the same way. Probably not as fast as Murray, but he's got a lot of similarities. Louisville up on Boston College, 31-27. We got 7 minutes and change left in the fourth quarter there. Dodgers second and third, 2 outs, 2-1 pitching change. I'm Cam Stewart along with George Kurtz breaking it down. George, NHL action live. Good news for us. We have the old creepy Predators. They've tied it up 2-2 in Chicago. Down in that game, they've tied it up at the end of the second. And parlay piece, Edmonton, 1-0 over Pittsburgh. Who's got the goal there? Who scored? Draisaitl with the goal for all you first goal players out there. George, what do you got?
They're out shooting Pittsburgh almost 3-1, by the way. Edmonton is dominating this game, which is kind of impressive as Pittsburgh went with Joe Bloomquist in net there. Jerry's been pretty much benched here, and Nedeljkovic didn't get the start here. So they're out shooting him. I think it was 34-13 last I saw. It's on the board now, but I can't read that far away. So we'll see. But I think it's like 3-1 here. Good to see Edmonton score, break that dam. Hopefully we get a couple of more. Like you said, Cam, I'm on the same parlay as you. You know me, parlay. Yeah, take the two favorites. They're playing late at night. Captain Chalk. There we go. And that's why I'm on Nashville. Great comeback here. We got lucky, right? They took away that goal, and then everything's gone well for us. There's Nashville then ties the game up. Nashville got their first win of the season the other night, right, with Soros with the shutout there. So looking good for us now, right? This Nashville got to come through here. I think Everton will take care of business, and we'll cash that as well. Oh, and I did take the over in the Yankee game, partly because I got to tell you, the way I look at it, well, if I don't win the over, good chance the Yankees win. And if I win the over, maybe the Dodgers have come back and they got to score at least 3-2 to make it 5, and also I get another run 6. So if the over does come in and the Dodgers win, probably means I cash the over.
I'll accept that, George. I love you. You're like a brother to me. We went to an Islander game together. I just don't understand. I will never understand the concept of betting against my. Actually, you know what I did though, George? Sorry. Full disclosure. I bet on the Blue Jackets against the Leafs that night because they never beat Columbus and they murdered the Leafs with Hillaby in the net. So when the third string goalie gets in there, I was just, oh, dude, I'm telling you, Columbus is playing a hell of a lot better than people think. And we'll talk. And now, guys, watch out. This is the time to jump on the Colorado Avalanche. They started the season with 4 losses. They're winning games now. They figured it out. Their backup's better than Georgiev, too. I think he's going to be the starter. The guy's got 967. Yeah, Ananen. Yeah, that guy's got like a save percentage of like 970. He's been great, George. So action coming up, guys. Yeah, they do. Wow. You guys are like living on a prayer. The New York Yankees get out of the jam. The bullpen does its job. Cole looking a little more relaxed. And now, wow, we head to the top of the 8th. New York Yankees 2, LA Dodgers 1. George, late action. The college game is about to go off. I was talking to the coach. He likes the over. I'm going to take the over as well. Renzi said, we need a clean ride. We do need a clean ride with Boise State and UNLV, but 63.5. I see it gone down in a couple spots. One of my books has 63.5. I will take that, and we will take the UNLV Rebels plus the 4. Great Mountain West football after the baseball game. It's a great Friday night. We got hockey. We got football. Hell, we got golf in Japan. I'm not going to get into that because no one cares. We got more important business to take care of. Suns up on the Lakers right now, 16-13. Pharrell and I took Phoenix today on the regular show, and the Pelicans getting destroyed by the Portland Trailblazers up 23-12. The Pelicans live might be worth a look in that game. We'll go over the scores. We'll talk to George. NFL Gamblu's coming up too. We got an MMA card in Abu Dhabi in the afternoon tomorrow. So Gamblu will break down the football card, the mixed martial arts card, and everything else in between with Gamblu. Great friend of the program, and he loves hockey and baseball. We'll see what his bets are tonight. Gamblu coming up next.
Guardians, despite being at home in the land, were a home underdog against Tarek Skubal. Enter Lane Thomas, maybe one of the under-the-radar trade deadline acquisitions being dealt from the Nationals. He was huge in the ALDS.
A heavy favorite for the New York Yankees in the series. You're going to look to their best two ball players to be those MVPs. That's Juan Soto and it's Aaron Judge.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. I am ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people.
What in the world is going on in Miami, Dom?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take, hot take.
I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back, everybody. Still 2-1 in the baseball game. I'm Cam Stewart along with George Kurtz, and we bring in a friend of the program and a man last week who I remember. I write everything down, and Lou's like, you know what, guys? I know everyone's going to bet that over in that Atlanta-Seattle game. I got a feeling it's going to stay under, Lou. I did too. Dog in the under, baby. Let's go. And my Seahawks just crushing the Falcons. That was a lot of fun. Lou, happy Friday night to you. What do you got in the baseball game? What bets you got before we get into the MMA? And I know you'll have some other hot NFL picks.
I'm Mr. Greaseball lucky. I had the Dodgers plus a half for the first 5 innings. I paid a little juice, I think minus 120 or so. So I sneak out a winner on the first 5, and that's all I had. And I guess this is my kind of baseball game, 2-1. This is my kind of playoff baseball. Now you get it in a World Series. Morency is hitting a home run just by being there absorbing this game right now.
Yeah, no, he's got I got to hand it to Morency. Like, this guy's not screwing around. He's literally going to game 1 of the World Series. He's flying back, and he's going to the Bills-Seahawks game in Washington, staying at the Native American Casino, and then getting back to Vancouver. So what a sports weekend. L.A., back to, Washington State, to Seattle. So he's all over the place. Lou? Oh, he is. Dude, this guy is an animal. Like, and he'll probably make a metal album while he's out there, too. Well, you never know with this guy. No sleep, Gambler. You know me, man. I'm ready to rock. So,
SportsRage.
We're in Abu Dhabi, Lou. Early card. What time we get into 2 p.m. Eastern? I think this bad boy starts. Am I right?
He's frozen, so we don't know what he's right.
I think Lou froze. Yeah, sometimes in Arizona, Lou gets that.
He's so enthralled about the baseball game and what a great game this is. He just can't take his eyes off of it.
Yeah, he's a greaseball. He bet the Dodgers first half there, George. So we'll get Lou back hopefully in a second here. George, I'll ask you then, other than the baseball, is there any NFL bets or anything that you put in? I know I'm going to ask you later on because know what I like, George? You do the props and you do them very, very, very well. And I'll ask you later on. I know you like anytime touchdowns, receiving. I had Tutu Atwell last night. Other than that, I hit everything in that Rams game, teaser to the over-under, dog, money line, everything. But he couldn't get that catch in the end zone. That would have been great. But what are you looking at so far there, George? Anything that you put in or bet already with the lines moving?
There are always things you have to bet early because I'm afraid the lines are going to change and not in our favor if we wait, right? So we always have to do that. Let me ask you, this is a question I told myself all day that I'm going to ask Cam. Don't you think the line in the Green Bay-Jacksonville game stinks?
Yes, I do.
Green Bay should crush Jacksonville. It shouldn't even be a game. Yeah, what do they favor? 3.5?
Yeah.
I've already bet that. I have no choice there. But doesn't that bother you?
Yeah, it does, George. And you know me, I usually, and I think Lou and I are very similar that way. We got Gamblu back. when I see those lines like that, I always think, what does the book know?
No,
are they going to give away money? Like, my thought is it's always a trap. And sometimes it's not a trap. Sometimes these guys post bad numbers with Jacksonville. I think they could actually hang with Green Bay in this game. I know, you know me, George. I'm a dog guy. So I think that's a little bit weird. And I'm kind of surprised people are playing Indy as much as they are. That line opened up at 6. I'm seeing some 5s out there for Indianapolis against Houston. Houston hasn't been that good, but they're due for a good performance. Lou, we're talking football right now, but we'll get to the MMA and then we'll get back to the football. This card, Lou, we had an MMA guy on today, and Holloway's a plus 215 dog against Topuria there. And like, what do you think about this? Like, we talk about the last fight with the underdogs coming in. Is that too much disrespect for Holloway? I want to bet him at that price. What do you think about that fight, the main event?
Cam, I keep going back and forth on that fight, and I have all week. And as a result, that's not a fight I'm going to be betting because of that fact. And when I look at Holloway, I see a total professional guy, an upstanding human, great fighter, an all-time great fighter, and he's got length and reach. Now, he looked so good against Gaethje in his last fight, but we have to remember Gaethje and that fight was 155, and next to Gaethje, Max was fast as lightning. Max won't be the quicker man against Topuria at 45, and Max's 3 losses in championship bouts were to Volkanovski, and honestly, I view Topuria as a younger, faster, more lethal Volkanovski. So I can make a case for both sides. At the end of the day, I'm really disgusted with Tupuria's lack of respect for Holloway. And I know when that fight drops, I'll be wanting Max to win. But I fear Topuria to an extent.
Lou, you're more, and Gabe and you are like, know way more about mixed. I watch it, I follow it, but you guys have been doing it for a long time. I'm just looking at this card though, Iggy, and like, there's a lot of like, in my opinion, Lou, Abu Dhabi card, I see blood, pain, a lot of like old school tough cards. Like this could be one of these entertaining cards where it's just absolute slobber knockers, like old school fights. Like there's some mean hombres, as you say, Lou, on this card.
Well, let's start by understanding that this card drops at 7 a.m. Pacific time. So you got to get up. This is going to be bagels and beatdowns. Abu Dhabi. You don't see any females on the card, do you? It's Abu Dhabi.
No, you don't.
And of the 14 fights, 9 of them are at 170 pounds or greater. And so what the UFC has done is commandeered and steered all these huge, good, elite fighters onto this card. And in several cases, 10 of them, there is a Muslim fighter featured in the fight. And the Muslim fighter, we have to understand which fighter is the Muslim fighter because they're fighting in a Muslim country that's going to be pulling for those Muslim fighters. So understanding all that is important. But you're right. This fight card is groomed for big men that are motivated, that are going to beat the bejeebies out of one another.
Lou, I got to ask you then, because, we talk about officiating in all sports, 2-0 Edmonton, George. So, yeah, I'll just give you an update in the hockey game. What about the judging? Obviously, if it's going to be a close fight, wouldn't you think the Muslim fighter would have the edge? And sometimes that's going to happen. And is that something we have to put into the handicap?
Absolutely. That's why I bring it up. When we're in England, we got to know who the English fighters are. When we're in Brazil, we want to know the Brazilian fighters, and surely we want to know who the Muslim fighters are in these matches. I'm not afraid to fade them on an occasion. I may choose them on an occasion. And in one fight, there's 2 Muslims that are Russians fighting each other, that know each other, that have trained together. And eventually I want to talk about that fight because I got a couple of thoughts and releases on it.
Okay, Lou, we will. And just before we hit the break, and we'll talk about all the fights that you like and then get into the NFL with George Kurtz as well. What pooch are you looking at, Lou? Because I love going to Lou's Dog Pound, and I always like to adopt a pooch when I go there. And usually they're very, very good dogs and very respectable, and we can put some money in our pockets. Lou, one dog that you're looking at before we hit the break?
Yeah, that will start, and that's an early fight on the card. Nariev, the Russian, who gets back to the UFC after some time away, is fighting a kid named Bruno Silva. He comes in from Brazil. Bruno Silva fought a wrestler the last time. He was poked in the eye. It was Weidman. He got a terrible deal on. I think Silva is going to show up desperate, mean, PO'd, and I think he might be too much on his feet for the Russian who's going to try and get in close and wrestle him.
Yeah, Nordiev, he's a minus 165 favorite. Loose dog, Bruno Silva plus 145 total in that fight. 2.5 over, even on the over, and 15 cents to the under. More with Gamblu on the way out. We got the Dodgers right now. 0-2 count, bottom of the 8th, 2-1 Yankees. We'll go over the baseball. We'll talk football and more MMA with Gamblu after the break. I know Lou's got more dogs, more picks, more everything. And so far, so good, George, in the hockey games. We're on the Predators. They tied it up down 2. We bet them live. And the Oilers are up 2-0. Excellent.
Guardians, despite being at home in the land, were a home underdog against Tarek Skubal. Enter Lane Thomas, maybe one of the under-the-radar trade deadline acquisitions being dealt from the Nationals. He was huge in the ALDS.
A heavy favorite for the New York Yankees in the series. You're going to look to their best 2 ball players to be those MVPs. That's Juan Soto and it's Aaron Judge.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. Brady, I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people.
What in the world is going on in Miami, Dom?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take, hot take.
I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back, everybody. SportsRage Late Night. I'm Cam Stewart, along with George Kurtz and Gamblu. George, what the hell's going on? Ohtani with a double off the wall, and he played it like a bag of toys. And you get the third. You can't have those type of mistakes in the World Series. So, George, reaction here. Bad play by Torres. You got Ohtani on third with 1 out. Sack fly ties the game.
Said it many times here. All right, the Yankees beat the Royals and Guardians playing baseball like this because they're the Royals and Guardians. They're not as talented as the Yankees. You play like this against the Dodgers, you will lose. They already gave up 1 run due to questionable defense by Soto in right field, and now you might give up another due to that's awful by Gleyber Torres. That's a one-hopper. You can't Olay it here with the backhand. Get in front of it. Get in front of it, put your body in front. That ball's not going to hurt you. All right, it's a throw from the outfield. Just get your body in front of it. You can't do what he did here. You can't make these kinds of mistakes. And any Yankee fans who are watching the Yankees all year knows this is what they do. It's a lazy play. It's a bad play. You'll get away with it against lesser teams. The Dodgers are not a lesser team.
This game's getting very interesting. Lou is right. They were starting to pucker up, and now you give an opportunity a few times to the Dodgers. They might have to walk through that door. Gamblu, first of all, an update, guys. We're on the over and the dog in this Boise State game. Boise State marched down the field, got a field goal, and UNLV, 3rd and goal at the Boise State 2. If we can get a touchdown there with the dog, we'll be in business. Great battle in the Mountain West, Boise State and UNLV. Gamblu, we're talking MMA, bagels. What was it? Bagels and beatdowns? That's Lou, says the card in Abu Dhabi. Pure pain in the morning. Wake up and watch some people get their faces rearranged. So, Lou, what do you like? I know the one dog you like is Silva. Anything else on the card before we hit football in the National Football League? Because you had some great bets last week on the gridiron.
There's a couple Russians fighting on this card. One is named Magomedov. He is impaired because he only has one functional eye. He's primarily a Muay Thai striker and not much wrestling, which is unusual for a Russian fighter. He fights another Russian fighter that is not much of a wrestler either. His name is Petrosian. And this is the Petrosian is fighting Magomedov. And it's a middleweight bout. Petrosian opens a slight favorite here, and now the line is switched to Magomedov, basically on recency. You can see it there, Magomedov minus 168. Petrosian's been in the UFC longer. I've mentioned these guys train together. They've worked out together. They know each other. And I don't agree with the line move to Magomedov. He tends to slow down and tire, and he is only 3 fights into the UFC, where Petrosian has fought sturdy strikers and gotten by him well. He has trouble with wrestlers. Magomedov is not. Petrosian plus the 140 or so, whatever you can get at any plus price. Petrosian is a good fight. Now, also, this fight is lined 2.5 rounds over minus 300. They're telling you it's going to a decision, and I believe that's a correct understanding of it. If you look into certain outfits like DraftKings or FanDuel, you can go to decisions, and for this fight to end in split or majority decision is plus 300. So the total is 2.5 over minus 300. And you got two guys, both Russians, so the judges can't be swayed, that are going to go to decision, that are both competitive. I really, really like that 3-1 number on the fight goes to split or majority decision.
See, Lou, that's a great way to attack it. You got to look at different angles to attack it, right? Like in every sport, for football, like winning margin, if you like, there's certain things you can do to turn things into plus money, and that's a great way of looking at it instead of laying juice like that. Lou, NFL, a lot of interesting, hard games this week. I really loved your pick last week, and I rode you. I respect you with that Seattle-Atlanta under. We talked about that. Very tough games this week. Bengals, Philadelphia. The Niners are playing Dallas. That weird game there. I don't know what to think. Bills and Seahawks. Gabe's going to that game. Seattle's getting 3 or 3.5, depending on your book. What jumps out to you? What do you like? That Miami line went from 3 to 4.5, 2 with Tua coming back. What are you thinking, Lou? What's your contrarian play this week, or what catches your eye in the National Football League?
Well, I do like a total, and it happens to be again on the Seattle game. It just coincidence. I was on them last week to the under. I'm on them this week to the under, and it's no mistake that Seattle wants to run the ball and play tight defense anyway. The problem is they can't play tight defense. In this situation, we have 14 to 18 mile an hour winds in Seattle, and so it's going to be windy and there's going to be rain. And so I'm counting on a little bit of that weather to start to affect this game and this total. A week ago, it was 47.5. Earlier in the week when I released it, we caught a 47. I believe it's 46 or 46.5 currently. At 46.5, I still like this as an under. And the other games, you gotta I situationally handicap stuff. You gotta look at games that are gonna make you vomit, and New Orleans will make you vomit. All right, but New Orleans has had 10 days off, and the Chargers turn around on a 6-day turnaround. So New Orleans, I'm not afraid of. I heard you talking, George, that nobody in their right mind could take Jacksonville. I love Jacksonville.
I'm on Jacksonville too, Lou. That's my favorite game. They call them the Cam Stewart dumpster special. I'm with the Jaguars, looking in the dumpster for some scraps, buddy. I think they can win the game. Actually, I must be.
I totally do. And then in the NFL, any team can beat any team, and I just feel that Jacksonville's better than what they've shown, despite the fact that they keep tripping all over their tongues.
I love you, Lou. I'm on the Raiders too, and I'm thinking about the Titans. I need help. George, we have a minute left. Anything for Gamblu in football? What do you got for him? Tie game in the baseball game too. On the
dumpster diving in bad games. What are you playing Carolina and Denver? Bryce Young starting, but hey, you don't have Deontay Johnson. You don't have Adam Thielen, but go out there and get him, boy.
No, I got to tell you, George, Carolina's been banned. They're banned. I'm not allowed to pick them. Lou, I'll let you take the floor.
I purposely kept Carolina and Cleveland off, both because they both qualify as vomitorium picks. But I've been on Cleveland a couple times and I've won, so I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. Carolina is just a don't go zone.
Yeah, Carolina's dead to me, Lou. I said it on a show. I go, if they don't cover this week, I remember, I think it was at Atlanta, against Atlanta at home, they got murdered. I'm like, I'm done with these guys. I'm not giving any money to this team. Gamblu, love you, buddy. Enjoy the sports this weekend. I'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Guardians, despite being at home in the land, were a home underdog against Tarek Skubal. Enter Lane Thomas, maybe one of the under-the-radar trade deadline acquisitions being dealt from the Nationals. He was huge in the ALDS.
A heavy favorite for the New York Yankees in the series. You're going to look to their best two ball players to be those MVPs. That's Juan Soto and it's Aaron Judge.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. I am ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people.
What in the world is going on in Miami, Dom?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take.
I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back, everybody. Sports Rage Late Night. I'm Cam Stewart, filling in for Gabe Morency, who's at the World Series, along with my partner in crime, George Kurtz. Jack holding down the fort for SportsGrid. George, defense, sloppy plays, and hey, there's still a few outs left, but we might have extra innings in the first game of the World Series. That's not good for your heartburn. Have another Pepsi and some Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, the whole doesn't lead to heartache. All right, I can deal with the heartburn. Let's not deal with the heartache. That's a problem. So it doesn't. I've been complaining about this all week here. The Yankees, how they play the game here, which is not always the way you should be playing baseball. Sloppy. At least the Soto misplay here, that's an effort play. All right, you thought you could get to the ball, you didn't. You have to understand the game situation. 1 out, you don't make that kind of play. Let him have the double here. You know, let him get the third for a free base the third. Not in that situation. 2 out, it's fine. 1 out, not so much. The Gleiber play, there is no excuse. Did he just make up for it? Well, we're going to find out. It's going to be reviewed. Oh, they're calling it fan interference.
Oh, my God.
They're calling it fan interference.
No, there was the glove there. I think it would have hit the top of the wall. Oh, God. What is happening tonight? This is nuts. I'm behind you guys, so I'm just seeing this stuff now.
That's interference. That's interference.
Yeah,
it would have hit.
It wouldn't have gone out. It would have hit the top of the wall, though, right? So what do we got? A double. Double. Okay, we got a double.
Yeah,
wow,
he would have missed the home run by about a foot. By about a foot. Unbelievable. No, he still hasn't made up for it. By the way, he has to score. He's got to hope Soto. And boy, what do you do here if you're the Dodgers? By the way,
I don't know.
Do you pitch to Soto? Do you walk Soto and pitch to Judge?
I don't know, George.
I would probably walk Soto.
I'm not
too,
Dave Roberts. I'm right now. This is one time I'm happy.
You think I have heartache or heartburn? Dave Roberts has heartburn right now.
Oh yeah, he's gonna have an ulcer.
Soto's been the harder player.
That is totally
Soto has been the harder player.
I had no chance. That would have hit the top of the wall. Yeah. Okay, so
I want to win the game. It's a double. It's a double. He reached over. He's way over. That would hit the blue. Maybe right the black there, but it's a double.
This is just game one. Look at the drama we're having already. See, you know what the best is? We waited for something to happen, and it's been wild, man. This is great. Like, this is best time of the year. You got NFL football, college football, World Series, man. I'm in love right now. UNLV Boise State 3-3. That live total's gone down to 61.5. UNLV has the ball at their own 35. So we have a tie game, a little bit of low flow. As we said, we needed a clean ride at 64.5. Yankees, wow. Runner at second, 2 outs, inches away from a home run. George is losing his mind. Jack is losing his mind. Everybody, SportsGrid versus Morency. And our next guest after the hour, Rob Vino's a big Dodger fan too, Kurtz. I'm not sure if you've met Rob Vino before, but Vino's a good man. But hey, see, Gambler didn't care really. He just had money on the games, and he wanted to talk football with his dumpster dives with the Raiders. I'm on the Raiders too this week, George. I must need serious help. Hey, you got to admit one thing: the Raiders always play Kansas City tough.
The Raiders made fun of Mahomes when they announced their schedule. They were mocking him. I think Mahomes is going to light him up. Yeah, I think he's going to light them up. It was ruled a double, by the way, for those who aren't watching the game. And it's the correct ruling. I'm the Yankee fan. I would tell you it's the correct ruling. All right, they got it right, so good for them. Dave Roberts is going out to the mound, I imagine, to either – he's making a pitching change.
Good call by you. Taking Kopech out?
Oh, okay. He's taking Kopech. Why? You don't want Kopech pitching the Judge?
I would. I don't know what he's doing. I leave him in. That's me. To Soto.
No, so Judge is in the batter's box. Soto is on first base. He already walked Soto.
Yes. So who's pitching?
They didn't show who's coming in, so I don't know who's pitching. But it would make sense if it was Soto and you bring in a left-hander. I would get that. But they're bringing. They showed Judge in the batter's box, so I assume that they walk Soto and Judge is up next here. So I guess they like a matchup of whatever reliever they bring in versus Aaron Judge.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, George. And just about that Kansas City thing, that's a smart move, Raiders. Like, honest to God, they're already the best team in football, and you're doing that stuff. This guy's taking names and numbers. I don't need that. All I know is they play Kansas City tough, but I don't know. So Blake Trinan's coming in. Okay, so Trinan's coming in for the Dodgers here. We got drama in Los Angeles. Here we go.
They know Judge can catch up. He can't caught up to Clase's fastball, right? Trinan's now a fastball. Wyman throws a frisbee up there. All right, he throws a frisbee and a wiffle ball up there. What they're doing here. Right, Judge is having trouble with junk.
Yes, he does. So that actually the numbers say that's the move you want to make. You're right. If you can hit Class A's fastball, you could definitely hit Kopech's fastball. George is on to something right now. Wow, we got drama in Los Angeles. More baseball, more college football, more NFL, more everything. Rob Vino coming up after the break, everybody. Stay tuned.
Guardians, despite being at home in the land, were a home underdog against Tarek Skubal. Enter Lane Thomas, maybe one of the under-the-radar trade deadline acquisitions being dealt from the Nationals. He was huge in the ALDS.
A heavy favorite for the New York Yankees in the series. You're going to look to their best two ball players to be those MVPs. That's Juan Soto and it's Aaron Judge.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. Brady, I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people.
What in the world is going on in Miami, Dom?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take, hot take.
I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Hour two of the program. Welcome back to SportsRage Late Night. Wow, Gabe's getting his money's worth tonight at Game 1 of the World Series. I'll tell you that. Shout out George. He looks nervous. Heartburn creeping in. Jack is a Yankees fan here. The producer, he's losing his mind. Rob Vino coming up in the next break. He's a Dodger fan. We've got everybody. Worlds colliding tonight. Worlds colliding, and it looks like Judge has popped one up. Dave Roberts made the right managerial decision. We're heading to the bottom of the night, George. Tied at 2. Quick update. UNLV touchdown Rebels. We're on them +4 in this game against Boise State. Good start for the running Rebels, up 10-3 on the Boise State Broncos. George, your thoughts?
My thoughts are, listen, Judge had pitches to hit. He didn't hit him. That's really pretty much my thoughts there. Disappointing. It's just frustrating. I mean, Torres makes the bonehead play, cost you a run here. Almost made up for it with the home run. They made the right call there. Roberts, I thought, made the right choice. Judge is not hitting. Soto is hitting. Let's not the hot man beat you. And it's not like Soto's he's a great player himself. So he made the right choice there. They got out of it. I do have some good news for us, by the way, Cam. We have a goal by the Nashville Predators. So we're up 3-2 now in that game with 6:45 left.
I got to tell you, George, just guys, and George and I are huge hockey fans. I just want to make like a statement for gambling. And some people here, they gamble, they watch any sport, whatever, don't have a favorite. This 2-goal lead in hockey, look what happened with Ottawa. Like Ottawa in the game, they were up, you bet the team that's down. They come back and they actually cover by margin. They won on the puck line. Like Ottawa, Vegas did over Ottawa. Ottawa was winning that game with minutes left, George. They tie it up, they take a lead, they score the empty netter, they win by 2. Nashville was down 2-0 in this game. They've scored 3 unanswered. Almost blindly, if we do this year, we will make money doing this 2-goal lead. The computers still haven't done a proper assessment. It's not soccer, it's hockey. And George, hell, I've seen 3-4-goal leads evaporate in the National Hockey League these days. Hell, let alone a 2-goal lead, George. Like you saw it, Nashville, they were favored in the game. It's the best when you have the team that you want down a couple and they can come back. George, would you not say we almost have to do it all the time?
It's definitely the new trend in the NHL for whatever it's worth, right? It's happening over and over again the last couple of years. You thought, it's fine. Shouldn't happen all the time, but it is. Now it's just happening way too often here. It's almost the equivalent of what did you and I used to like, Cam, in baseball betting back in the day? Yep. When you and I doing the weekend wagers, bet on the bad bullpen. Hope your team goes down 1 run, 2 runs, and then bet that bullpen's going to blow it because they're terrible and they will here. And that paid off handsomely as well.
Yeah, so George, that was good. So Nashville 3 unanswered. We got UNLV up 10-3 in the football game. I know a man that's never said no to an over that he likes. Mr. Dodgers in the green room right now. And wow, the world's colliding. Kurtz and the Yankees. Vino and the Dodgers. Wow, what a game. 2-2. Bottom of the ninth, tied. We couldn't ask for anything more. Rob Vino, how's your heart rate? George Kurtz is sponsored by Pepsi, Pepto-Bismol, and some other things that we don't know about. This is game one, Vito. What are we going to do if this thing goes 6 or 7? We're going to lose our minds. How you doing, Rob?
Listen, I'm going to tell you this right off the bat, Cam.
Yeah.
You totally owe me for showing up here at this time right now.
I know. I felt bad. I told the producer, I'm like, bring Vino on like later on. And Tony Finn. I should have swapped you and Finn. I'm sorry. Game doesn't go away often, Rob. I'm sorry, buddy. If you want to watch the game, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. What do you got in this UNLV game? What do you? First of all, baseball, Rob. I know you got Dodgers futures. What are we doing with this game here? Can you believe that we might have extras in game one of the World Series, Rob? What were your pregame bets, buddy?
Well, I was on Dodgers for the series. I thought, the price was about right, in between 25 cents and 30 cents. Looked to be a pretty good price. Let this one go. Had a good mind to maybe play Cole as an underdog, but I thought maybe this would happen, to be honest with you, Cam. I thought maybe this would wind up the way it is, a bullpen match in a tight game late, and you have to give that edge to the Dodgers. So let the game go, but have the series. We'll see what happens here today. Maybe bounce back with something different tomorrow. But it's been an absolute classic from start to finish here. Both starting pitchers fantastic. Garrett Cole wiggling out of some trouble. Yankee bullpen getting out of some trouble. Dodgers finally coming through with bets on a 2-strike count. You've seen it all, but we'll see how it ends here. It's pretty wild right now.
It is. I'm going to keep you, Vino. I know Gabe likes sometimes, hey, Rob, going through every college game. I'll keep you one segment after this, and then you're gone. Like, I can't let you stay any longer. I feel bad. We'll bring Tony Finn on and use him as a pinata. But, Vino, I got to tell you, I talked to Kurtz. I got to believe, I saw Giancarlo Stanton on my books. 10-1 MVP. If you like the Yankees, that price is nuts. He's the hottest hitter they got. Like, what you got any like MVP futures and stuff? And then I'll let Kurtz ask a question. He's a Yankee guy, but that number was pretty stupid. The guy's on fire. Like, that's a great price, Rob.
Yeah, you can't make a mistake to him right now. I mean, Jack Flaherty made him look bad on those first 2 strikes, and then he hung that third one just enough to where Stanton got the bat on the ball. And if you're going to give him an opportunity inside the strike zone, he's going to do damage right now. That's the kind of hitter that he is. I took a little bit of a shot, a real long shot here with Gavin Lux on the Dodgers way down the board. Let all the favorites go. Thinking that with Tommy Edman winning last championship series round, maybe one of the unsung guys would come through. I'm not a real big props player, so I don't dabble in it too much, but I took a wild shot with him. We'll see how that works out with the Lux here in the series.
You got something, George?
Rob, I actually thought about Gavin Lux as well. Thought he's a little bit too far down. I also worried, as far as MVP is concerned for Lux or Muncy, not so much Freeman, is that when Rodon pitches, which is tomorrow in possible game 6, right, that they could sit him. They've done that during the regular season against left-handers. They might do it again. That's why I laid off him. I'm the Yankee fan. All right, I did bet on the Yankees tonight. I almost won a couple of overs. That's not coming through. And I got to tell you, Rob, the worst part about this is going to be for me is that if the Yankees lose this game, I had 2 anytime home runs. Stanton, I cashed. My other one was Ohtani. So not only going to lose, but Ohtani missed a home run by a foot. So that's going to be a little frustrating for me. A little frustrating. I'm on the Dodgers to win in 6. I also have a small play on the Dodgers to win in 5.
I told you, Vino. This guy bets against his
I told you I did this already. Leave me alone.
He bet the Devils tonight. For shame, George. Stop doing that. Stop.
Well, yeah. And if I bet the Yankees tonight, they're going to lose. I'm going to get double screwed here as Muncy pops it up, by the way. So, listen, Dodgers are a great team. Well, Rob, the reason I bet on the Dodgers and not the Yankees is because this game has proven it. The Yankees play bad fundamental baseball. That first run, it's Soto tried. I get it, but he missed the ball. And now it's a triple, 1-out triple. With 0 outs, fine. With 2 outs, fine. 1 out, you can't let the guy to get the third base. And then the Torres play is just a joke. The Dodgers generally don't make those mistakes. All right, they play better baseball here. I'm going to ask you this: Game 2 tomorrow. All right, Yamamoto pitched the gem against the Yankees in June versus Rodon. Who you got?
Yeah. Well, I would think I would lean Yamamoto simply because, and both teams are the same in the way they work pitch counts, but I've seen too many times where Carlos Rodon will run that pitch count up so high and so early that, especially if the Yankees have to use some bullpen tonight, George, and then have to come back and maybe throw 4 1/3, 4 2/3 tomorrow, if in fact he does run up that pitch count. So I think I would lean on the Dodgers tomorrow. And just to make a point back with your Gavin Lux, leaving him out, it makes a lot of sense since Miguel Rojas was put on the roster here to play shortstop, and he's a right-handed hitter.
Rob, we'll talk more about some college on the other side. I'm not even going to keep you the whole segment. I feel guilty now. Like I really do. Like I wish it wasn't. Well, I wish it wasn't Game 1 of the World Series. I feel like a jerk. But hey, Moretzi's at the game. He's having fun. Kurtz is here. Vino. It's Dodger Yankee baseball. We could have extra innings in Game 1. And Rob, we'll talk about live bets. Wow, what a comeback by Louisville tonight against Boston College. Left for dead early. They come back, and UNLV a nice pooch with an early lead over Boise State. More with Vino and Kurtz after the break. Everybody, SportsRage Late Night.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. Brady, I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people.
What in the world is going on in Miami, Dom?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take, hot take.
I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, we called it extra innings, Game 1 of the World Series. Moretzi getting his money worth. I'm Cam Stewart, along with George Kurtz and Rob Vino, Dodger fan. Rob, I'm not going to keep you long here, but we'll talk a couple college games, and I'll let you watch the extra innings. George is panicking. Jack's panicking. Rob's fired up. Rob, what are we doing with these games tomorrow? I'm on with your boy Ranieri. Out of the gate, This Notre Dame Navy game used to be like complete unders. I don't know how you feel. I know you look for situations and spots to take overs. Navy's a damn good team. They're getting a lot of points. Any opinion of this game? It should be a good one out of the gate.
Yeah, boy, money had an opinion, didn't it, Cam? I mean, the market drove that thing from 45 all the way to 51 in some spots right now, almost a full touchdown to the over. And it's mostly due to the Navy's ability this year. You just don't see an awful lot of hybrid wing T offense unless you're going to your local high school field to watch it. And for Notre Dame, it's a week to prepare, to get ready for it. The quarterback here, Blake Horvath for Navy, has shown he can complete those passes that are wide open in these armed forces systems. And when you have a quarterback that can get the open guy the 8 or 9 times that they're asked to during the game, you're a pretty good offense. Navy actually leads the nation in yards per play, which is crazy. But on the other side of the ball, Navy's untested, right, by most offenses. They haven't played a good schedule. Notre Dame's going to be the most powerful offense that they play. So I can understand this push to over. Sidewise, I kind of lean toward Navy, to tell you the truth, Kim. I think they can keep this thing close. I think they can chew enough clock. I think maybe if they get a lead early or by the half, it would be, for Notre Dame to come back and cover 14 would be difficult. Last year, they wrecked them in Ireland. But it's just not the same scenario. Notre Dame had 6 months to get ready last year. This year, 1 week with this new offense. I think Navy could give them a little trouble.
Rob, Florida State, we've never seen this before. I had Coach Bowden on. I know usually Morency talks to him on Friday, but his pop-up with Florida State, and Miami's laying 20.5, 21 against Florida State. Is this an opportunity for the Hurricanes to kick the living crap out of these guys and just say, for years when you guys could beat us, now we're going to murder you? Like, I'm looking at the points going, yeah, it seems like a lot, but Florida State reeks. Any opinion on this one?
They'll all be there, right? You'll have Michael Irvin, Warren Sapp. You'll have all these guys on the sidelines they'll want to go beat the heck out of Florida State in this game. They just don't match up offensively. What you don't trust about Miami is you don't trust that defense because they give it up as fast as they score it. But Florida State has shown us that they just can't score enough. And I don't know how they come from behind if, in fact, Cam Ward and company get out big early. Might be a little, I won't even say first half because you never know what type of motivation Florida State shows up with. Funny stuff happens in college football. But I will say Miami seems destined for 38 points in this game. If Florida State can give you 17, you cash an over ticket. It's kind of hard not to score 17 against Miami nowadays. So perhaps that's a better way to look.
Well, we got an update in the game. First and second, 1-out Jazz. Chisholm, 4 stolen base of the postseason. So the Yankees got runners on first and second, 1 out here. Wow, this is getting very, very interesting, Rob. I'm looking at this Penn State-Wisconsin game at night, Rob, and you know the people in Wisconsin, they like to party. I play blackjack when I'm in Vegas with all the Wisconsin guys. I look for the Wisconsin windbreaker, and I know I'm in for a good night because these guys love to drink as much as I do. I'll always have fun with people from Wisconsin. They're like Canadians. They love to throw them back. But I'll tell you, this is not going to be easy for James Franklin and Penn State. 6.5-point favorites at Wisconsin. And I'll tell you something, Bobby Badger, they're playing great football right now, Rob. This game could be very interesting. Wisconsin peaking at the right time.
I agree. And you know what? As good as they are every single year on paper with record early on, James Franklin's teams always find one game where they don't do what they're supposed to do. Let's put it politely. And Wisconsin, the Phil Longo offense is finally rolling here. And it's with a lot of backups, right, as far as skill position is concerned. When Braden Locke took over, I don't think anybody thought that it was going to be a good switch at quarterback. Had to do it because of injury, of course. And when Terry Walker wound up being the running back when Maluzzi stepped down, all of a sudden he's been the hottest runner almost in the Big Ten. So I like the way Wisconsin's playing offense right now. Yes, Penn State has got an incredible defense. But again, you're going to this jump around, right, in Wisconsin at night. I don't know that Penn State can cover the number. I really don't. I like the hot team, Wisconsin. And like I say, it's probably more situational for me, Cam, simply because Penn State doesn't answer the bell in a lot of these situations. So maybe I'll look at the Badgers here for sure.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be on the Badgers. Rob, I know you love your totals. Wow. Chisholm to third, caught him sleeping. This is getting very interesting. George has left his seat because he's. I got to let you go, Rob. I'll get one more. What is your favorite total of the week, Rob? I got to ask. What about this New Mexico-Colorado State game? Can they get to 100? Or is it too obvious? Or what's in Vino's total book here? And maybe one from the NFL, Rob. What do you got?
I'll tell you real quick. In college, guys, it's a drum that I've been beating for maybe a year and a half now, but it still seems to go under the radar. And these are these Kansas State overs. Especially at home. Kansas State now, 17 of their last 21 games, they've scored 30-plus points. Yet the odds makers continue to give us these numbers in the mid-50s. Today I looked up, it was 54.5, finally got bet up to 55. KU came alive offensively last week. Little rivalry game here. We know they've got a good offense. Kansas State gives it up. So I'm going to keep playing these Kansas State overs until they run out on me. But they've been very, very profitable, very good. If we're looking NFL, I think, sitting here right outside of Philadelphia, I like the Bengals -2.5 on Sunday, Cam. I think that the Eagles secondary probably gets tested by Higgins, by Chase, by Burrow. And it's going to be difficult for them. I know Cincy hasn't had a great rush defense, but it's going to be hard for Philadelphia to just continually ride Saquon Barkley until Jalen Hurts and his passing game develop. It seems, I compare it to Alabama a little bit, where Alabama looks like they're just a Jalen Milroe deep pass to Ryan Williams, and that's their offense. It's almost like Hurts drop back, throw a deep pass to A.J. Brown and see what happens. Passing game hasn't clicked yet. I think Cincinnati under a field goal is a good spot.
I like the Bengals too, Rob. I love you, buddy. I know I took your time. The Yankees just scored a run. I don't want to be Larry Lemon or Mike Mush there, getting things done on the infield play, and they get a run. So Kurtz is actually looking less stressed out, less white, more color in his face. Vino, enjoy the football, everybody. I love you so much, Rob, and thanks for doing this tonight. I know you wanted to watch the baseball, but you're a good friend for doing this, Rob. Good luck to your plays this week, and I'm going to ride that K-State over, buddy. Have a good one.
Take care. Thanks for having me, Cam. Take care, George. Good luck in the series.
Yeah, you got it. Wow, Yankees up. Hey, Dodgers still got a bat at the bottom, but productive run by the Yanks.
Guardians, despite being at home in the land, were a home underdog against Tarek Skubal. Enter Lane Thomas, maybe one of the under-the-radar trade deadline acquisitions being dealt from the Nationals. He was huge in the ALDS.
A heavy favorite for the New York Yankees in the series. You're going to look to their best two ball players to be those MVPs. That's Juan Soto and it's Aaron Judge.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. I am ready. I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people.
What in the world is going on in Miami, Dom?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take.
I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
God, I love playoff baseball. I'm Cam Stewart. This is SportsRage Late Night. Morency at the game. George Kurtz filling in. Jack holding things down at Master Control. And George, we talk about teams. I remember when the Royals won, the stolen bags, the single, getting guys in from third. That was very productive. And those are the things you have to do to win games. I know the Yankees defense hasn't been great, but that was beautiful baseball right there. Chisholm just taking bases. And hey, that was huge. Now they have a lead going into the bottom of the ninth.
Who would have thought the reason the Yankees might win this game is because they stole a base, right? Chisholm stealing third base gets you that run. So it's amazing. There's only two guys in the Yankees who can really run, Chisholm and Volpe, and they both stole base 7-9. Chisholm's ended up leading to the run here. I know people are going to point out, if Edman could have made that double play, yeah, but it was a great play for him to get it. Originally, I thought the ball was into center field. It was going to be a bigger inning for the Yankees. The fact that he got to the ball, diving play, and got the out at second base, you can look at it that way. Also saved you some runs here. So, like I said, now, Yankee fan, we're going to sweat this out. we're going to sweat this out here. And in some ways, I have nothing to lose. If the Dodgers were to come back and win, it means I get that in-game over. I'm not going to get the pregame over. At this point, I'll take the Yankees winning and cash that bet here. So talking to Jack Kroll behind the glass here, I think Weaver's going to continue to stay in it and close out the game. But we shall see here. Yankees taking game one would be very nice.
It'd be huge. Just an ignorant question, or not really ignorant question, George. I just want to know this. Like, so Met fans here, great season for them. Like, they hate both teams. Like, would they want the Yankees to win more or the Dodgers? Like most Met fans, would they actually come to that? Like, how does New York handle that situation? I'm just, you know me, I'm a Blue Jay guy. I'm just saying, does Met fan hate the Yankees that much that they'd actually want the Dodgers to win? Or for most people, what's it like? Just fill me in. I asked Pharrell. He's like, they don't watch. Both guys hate it. They just wouldn't watch the Met fans. They hate both. I'm like, I think they would watch.
That might be true. I was on with Adam Kaufman earlier. Adam Kaufman is a Boston Red Sox fan, and he was dead serious.
He's Boston everything. That guy's a Patriot fan. He's the bane of my existence. I love Kaufman.
He said, maybe I'll watch the final game. If it goes to game 7, I might watch that. But other than that, I'm not watching it. So I think Met fans have been very similar. From what I've heard from the Met fans that I do know is that they are rooting for the Dodgers, not the Yankees. A lot of Met fans think that the Yankee fans are annoying, that sort of thing. And maybe they are. I like to think I'm not. But they think they're annoying. They're stuck up. Listen, if you're a Yankee fan and you're under 30 years old, you have no idea what losing is like. That's from 1994. The Yankees haven't lost since 1994. They may not always win the title, but they never have a losing season. So Yankee fans 30 and younger, I can certainly see that there. So I think a lot of them probably be like Adam and saying, "Now screw it, I'm not watching the games. I'm watching football, hockey, basketball." Or once again, I think
nothing to worry about. He's got the friggin' Patriots when they won all those Super Bowls. The Bruins do well every year. The Celtics win basketball championships. And now
you're
the
a sports
Patriots
fan.
suck.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah, you know what?
Celtics.
Welcome to my world. Leafs, losers. Raptors, losers. Losers, losers, losers. Yeah, we're biggest loser. Yeah, how's Boston doing? They win in basketball, too. Settle down. Settle down, New England sports fan. You guys are doing fine. You want to talk to losers? Come north of the border. We'll watch the Leafs gag. We'll watch the Leafs suck. We'll watch the Raptors suck. We'll watch the Blue Jays stink and not get, Tony's coming to Toronto. Sure he is. That was the easiest bet I ever made. Him going to the Dodgers. He's not coming to Toronto.
How about the Argonauts? How are we doing with the Argonauts?
Oh, the Argonauts are winning tonight. Yay! They're beating the Edmonton Elks 20-9 in the third quarter.
Stop complaining.
Argos. Yeah, the Argos are the best team in Toronto.
By the way, for those who are not watching, once again, Jack Kroll was right, by the way. Weaver is not closing out this game. It is Jake Cousins. He got the first batter. And, Cousins is actually pretty good. His Cousins' problem is sometimes he doesn't know where the strike zone is. But his stuff is good. His ball moves all over the place here. Still, I am surprised that after having, 5 days off, 5 days off, that they didn't push Weaver a little further here. He only got 2 outs in the 8th inning. So a little surprised here that they went to Cousins, who is now 3-1 on Gavin Lux.
Well, George, I've already got that parlay paid for because on my book, Edmonton has a 4-goal lead. So they're up 4-0. 3 minutes left. That's good in hockey. Boise State is driving at the UNLV 27. They might be going for a long field goal now. But that game is under the number. All these big totals
drives me insane.
Football. What does?
You can't walk somebody in the 8th inning or 9th inning here, which means now that Ohtani will get up. Can't do that.
No, you can't. They might live to regret this decision here. But Kurtz is flipping out. What do we got? Runner on first, 1 out. Oh boy, I can't believe it. What a game, George. This is the best. Like the World Series game 1, man, I don't know how you're feeling. If my team was in, I'd probably have a heart attack right now. But anyway, more with Kurtz. We'll talk about some NFL. We'll keep you posted with this Yankees-Dodgers game. It's been an instant classic game 1. Jack and George flipping out, man. This one's coming right down to the wire. More SportsRage late night after a short break.
Guardians, despite being at home in the land, were a home underdog against Derek Skubal. Enter Lane Thomas, maybe one of the under-the-radar trade deadline acquisitions being dealt from the Nationals. He was huge in the ALDS.
A heavy favorite for the New York Yankees in the series. You're going to look to their best two ball players to be those MVPs. That's Juan Soto and it's Aaron Judge.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. Brady, I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people.
What in the world is going on in Miami, Dom?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take, hot take.
I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, we're getting our money's worth tonight. This is just like taking years off George's life, like the plays, the booting of the balls. Like, I'll tell you, George, like, what are we doing here with this game here? You're a Yankee fan. Like, this is nuts, George. Like, this is wild stuff, man. This is getting crazy. But hey, you guys got a lead. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. What do you think?
To me, this is mismanaged. This is mismanaged to me. I mean, once again, I know Weaver threw an inning and 2/3. He threw 19 pitches. There's no reason he can't come out and pitch this inning. None. And then you bring in Cousins to face three left-handers. The first batter was righty. The next three are going to be left. All right. And what was it? Lux, Edmund, and now Ohtani. What are we doing here? You make another defensive misplay. That looks like a tough play by Cabrera because he dove. That ball's right there. All right. That probably has to be two, but at least has to be one. You know, and now Nestor Cortez is going to come in here. This is just so mismanaged. And by the way, Cortez hasn't pitched in a month, probably more than a month. So this is the definition of a mismanaged inning by Boone here. Bad defense has cost the Yankees all game here, and it looks like it might cost them more.
That's the one thing, George, when you talk about managerial matchups, Roberts has actually done a pretty good job with the Dodgers. Like, you've had problems with Boone for a long time. Like, that's been a concern of yours for a while, and it looks like it could rear its ugly head tonight.
He was magical in the Boone was pretty good. I thought he made very few mistakes in the divisional series in the ALCS, but I think this the 8th, 9th inning has just been horrendous. Like I don't understand why you're bringing in Cousins, you know, when you're facing 2 out of 3 batters are left-handers. It doesn't make any sense. All right, when you worry about Will Smith, you know, he's going to hit a home run. I mean, Will Smith's been quiet most of the postseason here. It's been, in my mind, it's been mismanaged. It's been mismanaged badly here. I thought a left-hander should have been brought on from the beginning. Granted, if Cabrera makes the play, this game might be over. But maybe they only get one out anyway. Is it why? Why would you bring in your right-hander? Kurtz is good, but he's not a closer. He's not great. Why would you bring in a right-hander when 3 of the next 4 batters, just not the first batter, are left-handed? All right, and Cousins walks the bat. You cannot walk that batter, which now guarantees that Ohtani comes up. You cannot do that. Yankees are going to deserve what they get here if they lose this game. Dodgers will not have beaten them. The Yankees will have beaten themselves.
Yeah, well, George, this thing's getting wild. Morency, he picks the right games to go to. You can't say that's not going to be a wild one here. So the Yankees up 3-2, Dodgers first and second, 1 out here. Could have been very interesting. Tony Finn will join us after the break. We're just setting him up in the green room right now. College football update, USC up on Rutgers 7-3, first and goal, Trojans. And Boise State, UNLV, low flow, 10-6 for the Rebels. And man, we had a total of 63.5. Me and Coach Bowden, we're talking about the over right now. It's not going to get there, but there's a lot of football left. 10-6. We got 7:32 left in the second quarter here. Is Tony in? Is Tony here now, or is he ready to go? Oh, he's good. Tony, I'm filling in for Gabe tonight. Now he's frozen. Now he's back. What the hell's happening? Like this baseball game. Where is Tony? What is happening? Tony, how you doing, brother? Happy Friday night, Mr. Finn. How's the game treating you?
Well,
what are you on?
Well, Cam, thank you. Thanks for having me. This is a good night. I'm feeling kind of fresh, invigorated, like I'm young again. Game one. This is one of the best game ones, and I've seen a few baseball games, few MLB games. One of the best game ones I can remember. Cam, I'm on the Yankees for a couple reasons, and you know how big a Dodger fan I am. I'm a Dodger fan. Gabe and I argue it all the time.
I thought you were a Royal fan, Tony. I thought you were a Kansas City Royal fan. I thought you were like.
Well, I am.
Yeah. Okay.
I was born and raised in the Kansas City area, obviously, and I am a Royals fan. But the truth is, when Mr. Finley took the A's and left Kansas City in '68, I kind of had a bad taste in Kansas City baseball.
What happened here? What happened, George? I was looking away. Did Verdugo make a crazy play?
Fantastic play by Alex Verdugo. Ohtani hit a foul pop down the left field line. Verdugo caught the ball, fell into the stands short wall there, and still had the wherewithal to get up, throw the ball to third base, so nobody tagged up. So far, so good. Cortez, who Ohtani was 2 for 12 against Cortez, gets Ohtani out here. We have 2 outs, first and second, 2 outs in the 9th inning here. As Mookie Betts, who, by the way, I took a play on for the MVP, plus 850. Is back for the Dodgers here. Mookie Betts did tie the game up, and I think it was the 8th inning. So he did tie the game up in the 8th. Let's see what he can do here in the what's going on here?
I don't know, George. You're 20 seconds ahead of me. So even when Gabe's gone, I can never win because everyone's 20 seconds ahead of good old Cam. It's like I'm running on Sputnik time. Hey, everybody, it's Cam. I'm watching these guys like set up for field goals. He's like, oh, yeah.
So it doesn't matter. They didn't show it, so it doesn't matter that you're behind. Okay. But I'm guessing the runners did tag up. They did not show this on TV. So I'm guessing the runners did tag up. All right, so they walked Betts.
They did.
They walked Betts, and now Freddie Freeman is up. So that's what happened. They didn't show it. Fox did not show it, so I couldn't see it. So once again, now it's Freddie Freeman, and this is a killer, guys. I'm a Yankee fan, but I love Freddie Freeman, Tony.
So do I.
I just like him. I really like the guy. He's got a family there. It's hard to really playing with a bad ankle, and all this.
Yeah,
that being said, strike out.
That triple tonight,
strike out, buddy.
That's Freddie Freeman. He's a real player. You know what though? I gotta respect Tony, because when I did the show with Pharrell today, I told you everybody and their damn mother was on the Dodgers today. It made me scared. And George, I did one smart thing, and I don't do many. Giancarlo Stanton MVP at 10-1 on one of my books and plus 950 on the other. So things are going. Oh my God, oh my God. Hey, holy jeez. I'm sorry.
Dodgers grand slam.
This is unbelievable.
Slam.
This game's on Boone. The defense, it was just they deserved to lose the game. The Yankees, like I said, Dodgers didn't beat them. The Yankees lost. This is why I think the Dodgers win the series. You guys get on me, but the Yankees play like this. Yeah. They do all season long.
It's funny. What are you saying? George said this. I'm listening to you guys.
Against the Royals. You can't do this against the Dodgers. You cannot do this against a real baseball team. No. And that's what happened tonight. You'll beat the Guardians. You'll beat the Royals. Can't do this.
Yeah. I'm a Blue Jay fan. I'm a Toronto fan. I'm used to losing, but man, they let this one slip away. That was bad management by Boone with the bullpen there, right, George? Like that's the thing. Like when Dave Roberts has an intellectual edge on you, you kind of like. Tony talked about it before, and wow, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Like that sucks. But what a game, man! What a game, Tony. Every time we do a show, Tony, crazy things happen on this network.
If Dave Roberts has an intellectual advantage on you, then you're eating dinner that should be eaten with a fork while you're driving.
Fork. Yeah. I'm sorry, George. You're handling it well. Like I remember when the Leafs lose in overtime to Tampa Bay. I was ready to go outside and break somebody's put a brick through a window. But hey, man, Dodgers now too. We'll talk about it. We're coming up to a break. Game 2, huge. You got Rodon versus Yamamoto. We'll get Tony and George's thoughts here. Classic game. Well, George, we hit the over. Can you believe it? We actually had a grand slam. The over. What is that? 6-3. Oh my God! We got the original over. Didn't even. We had no.
I just realized that we hit 2 overs. That makes me feel a little better. Right, I'm a Yankee fan, but the Yankees don't pay my bills. So
Oh my God, I actually parlayed the Dodgers in the over, Tony. It wasn't my night. I got
Wow.
screwed in a hockey game, but baseball's giving it all back.
If you didn't watch this game and you saw the score 6-3, it's nothing like a 6-3 game, was it, guys? Nothing. I mean, the first 4 or 5 innings, both starters looked elite. I mean, like they should be. So, wow.
I agree. Flaherty, you know what the thing is? You'll agree, Tony? Flaherty got hit in his last one. That extra days was an advantage to him. He needed that time off more than anybody. And
he did.
That long World Series.
He was back.
Yes. He almost looked like he had kind of like a dead arm thing going on. So he got extra time to get right, and that's bad news. So, guys, we'll talk about the updated lines after the break. We'll get Tony's college football and NFL picks, and we'll go over Game 2 of the World Series for sure. Wow. Morency, I don't know what he's probably smoked about 100 bowls and had 100 Dodgeritas. This guy's going to be losing his mind tonight. Honest to God, he probably had Dodgers in the under. He won every bet now. Now he can pay cash for that $500 road trip home and going to the Seahawks-Bills game. Man, this guy's like, wow. Can you believe we hit the over in this game, George? Anyway, I don't even know what to say anymore. Wild stuff. What a game one. And more baseball coming up. Finn and Kurtz after the break. I'm losing my mind.
Guardians, despite being at home in the land, were a home underdog against Tarek Skubal. Enter Lane Thomas, maybe one of the under-the-radar trade deadline acquisitions being dealt from the Nationals. He was huge in the ALDS.
A heavy favorite for the New York Yankees in the series. You're going to look to their best 2 ball players to be those MVPs. That's Juan Soto and it's Aaron Judge.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in this set than I do for this year. Brady, I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people.
What in the world is going on in Miami, Dom?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take, hot take.
I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back, everybody. We're still like shell-shocked here. I think I remember Gabe, too, telling me last night. He's like, I think I got $5,000. I had to make all my bets in the airport before I got to California. This guy is like, honest to God, like, I can't, but he probably won every bet with that one swing. And because I know he likes overs. I know he's on the Dodgers. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but you could upgrade that hotel or I don't know what you could do with that Seahawks-Bills game. Get a friggin' suite.
Well,
I'm going to tell you.
He's not going to see the hotel room. You're not going to see the hotel room tonight.
Not tonight. He might miss the flight. I want to bet on Morency missing flight. Do I get 6-1? What do I get? Give me make a line, Tony. He might be partying so hard. He's like, what? Where am I? Oh yeah, I got to go to the Bills Seahawks game.
If he does make the hotel room and he's in the LA vicinity of the Rose Bowl, there's going to be like 20 or 25 local police officers surrounding the hotel. Will there not be, Cam?
Oh yeah, that was fun that night, Tony. Me and Tony have Gabe. Yeah, we got great luck. We thought we were getting followed anyway. There was some kind of like creeper in our hotel that got busted. We were in there, LA for the Super Bowl. Well, it was like a bust in our hotel. Me and Gabe and Tony, like, what the hell's going on? Anyway, story for another day. George, I got to ask you, do we have any lines up, Jack? Can they turn it around that quick? I got a lot of books open, but have they posted anything for game 2 yet, guys? Or George, you see anything?
Yeah, plus
for game
124, minus 146. Plus 124, minus 146. Yeah. Over under 8.5, minus 122, plus 100.
Okay, I'll start with you, George, Yankee fan. What do you think with Rodon? He has been pitching well lately, and Yamamoto's been pretty solid for the Dodgers. Under 8.5, or do you see more runs with these team? Another explosion. No lead is safe, and no total is safe with these bats.
I'm probably going the over again. All the top relievers were used in this game, so both teams have seen them. It's going to be another one of these series where the Dodgers are going to be somewhat careful because they want a bullpen game, so they might push Yamamoto as well an extra inning more than they should have because of that. Because they got to save some of these guys for a game 3 or game 4, depending on when they decide to go with that bullpen game in New York. Going to be hard not to like the Dodgers. I said it earlier in the show. Yamamoto pitched a gem against the Yankees in June. Granted, that's when he was still Yamamoto. He may not be that guy or yet. We'll see. We'll see with that. That being said, it's going to be hard not to like him. Rodon is usually great or absolutely terrible. I just don't know. And it'd be the first time, by the way, that he's pitched after a loss. There wasn't as much pressure on him last time in the first 2 series because Yankees were up 1-0. Now there's pressure on him. You can't screw it up here. As much as I made the call, I think, on Game Time Decisions with Dave Sharapan, or In Game Live, by the way, with Dave Sharapan and Scott Wetzel. When the Yankees and Dodgers played each other in 77, 78, and 81, each time the team that went up 2 games, they did lose the series. So if that makes you feel better, you can go with that. But what I'm trying to say is I'm going to like the Dodgers tomorrow. Okay, well, Tony, you got an opinion here. And George, I'd have to say one thing. Sorry, Tony, game 2, what are your thoughts initially? Any props? What are you going to do with game 2? Heartbreaker for the Yanks, but are you going to come back to them? You're getting a nice price.
Oh, you talking? I thought you were talking back. I thought you were back.
Sorry, I thought you froze, Tony. I'm like, what are you doing? So who are you betting tomorrow, Tony?
No. I am. Listen, I would agree completely with George on this. Yamamoto, I was hesitant when he came back and they threw him in the game 1 of the division series. Was a wild card series, whatever it was, division series. I couldn't. I faded him because I just didn't think he was going to be able to be sharp, to compete at this level against a team, against a lineup that have been playing really well. The Dodgers or the Yankees have seen him once. He was pretty good in that. It was a different period in the season, but it's difficult for me not to at this point in time. George mentioned some statistics. If you're a gamer like we are, and you hit 63% of the time, you're elite. And whoever wins the World Series game 1 is a 63% winner in the series, not necessarily in game 2, but I do like the Dodgers in game 2.
I will say this, though, George. If you do like the Yankees, the series price, you're going to get an astronomical number. And it's amazing to me how many people got off Freddie Freeman MVP because of the ankle. Well, he legged out a triple tonight and hit a game-winning grand slam. Advantage Freeman tickets. If you got them, you're sitting with one in your back pocket. That's pretty hot right now, buddy.
Yeah.
You're muted, I think, George. Is George muted?
Betts is my favorite to win the MVP. Plus 850, I'll take that. So I'm on Betts here. I do have a smaller play on Muncy, because I think Muncy could do some damage here. I would have played Freeman over, but even though they said he was definitely going to play, that could have been all manager speak. We don't know how well he looked good tonight. Legged out a triple. Really was a single and error on Verdugo, but he legged out a triple here. So I wish I would have known because I wanted to play him for a lesser chance at an MVP. I said I like the player. I wish he would have done well, as you said, Cam. Overs, thought I might hit one. Never would have thought I would hit the pregame over. So at least the wallet feels a little better. But then again, I was on the Yankees tonight also, so it sort of evens out there. Like I said, I think the Dodgers will win game 2. I think the Yankees didn't hit tonight. They left 11 guys on base. We made 3 misplays. Right, and the Dodgers could have scored more. Remember, they didn't get twice. They had a runner on third base less than 2 outs. They didn't drive him in. So they could have scored more. Everything that's bad about the Yankees, Boone, mismanaging, the bullpen, defense, can't hit with people on base, all came through tonight.
He's going to get absolutely murdered in New York, George. Like, we talk about it too. Like, people in New York, baseball is the thing. Like, the football game's on, put the baseball game on. And people in New York are very, very smart baseball fans, and they understand. Boone's been a lot of things. Like, he's a guy that has been ripped for a long time. Now you get to the World Series and you screw it up like with the bullpen like this. George, like, is he ever going to, like, if they get murdered, like say the Dodgers win in 4 or 5, like, is he done? Like, are they just going to say, see, like, what's the deal? What's his shelf life?
They did fire or got rid of Girardi after he bring what team to the ALCS, right? Against Cleveland, right? They still got rid of him.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't think he will because remember, I mean, for everything that's bad about Boone, Cashman runs the team. Boone is just making in-game decisions. Everything else was Cashman.
Right.
Granted, what lost you tonight was the in-game decision. I'll say it again. Weaver threw 19 pitches, inning in 2/3. This is the World Series. You had 5 days off. Why isn't he pitching the 10th inning? Because it's 2 innings?
Yeah.
Who the hell cares? He threw 19 pitches. 19.
Yeah.
All right, that's a 1 inning normally. No excuse for my mind for him not being out there in the 10th inning. Cousins, you can't walk that batter to bring Ohtani up, even though you got out of the Ohtani. Cabrera, catch the ball. You catch the ball, the game's over. It's a double play, dead, we're all done. We're not talking about this. Frustrating to all hell. I don't think they'll fire Boone, by the way.
The defense by the Yankees was deplorable. It came back. They stole all those bases to take the lead, and you give it right back. College football picks in NFL with Tony, Finn, and George in the final segment, everybody.
Guardians, despite being at home in the land, were a home underdog against Tarek Skubal. Enter Lane Thomas, maybe one of the under-the-radar trade deadline acquisitions being dealt from the Nationals. He was huge in the ALDS.
A heavy favorite for the New York Yankees in the series. You're going to look to their best 2 ball players to be those MVPs. That's Juan Soto and it's Aaron Judge.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Right here with you on Pro Football Today on SportsGrid. Odds in motion, trying to see what lines have moved throughout the week.
Never felt more comfortable in the set than I do for this year. Brady, I'm just getting angry. The hot takes are going to be here all long, people.
What in the world is going on in Miami, Dom?
It's not particularly anything to shy away from just because many people are on top of it.
Hot take.
I think this line is asking you once again to take New Orleans.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
Fun stuff tonight, guys. Yeah, if World Series Game 1, is that it? Like, could it get better? Like, sorry with the results, but I'm talking for entertainment purposes. Man, you said it. Like, what a way to start this thing. And Rob Vino's going wild. Morency's going wild. George is taking it very well because he hit a lot of his bets. See, now, George, I'll understand what you're saying. Betting against your team can help. Because you do it and you win money, so you're not mad totally. You would have lost double. So I'm coming
makes me
around
not
to your
want to jump
thinking.
the roof. I'll give you that. I'm not happy. All right, I would have liked. It's been the Yankees haven't won since '09. The Dodgers brings up memories and all that. So I want the Yankees to win the series. Just that I tend to separate my money from my fandom. That's all I'm trying to do is separate my money from my family.
I hear your dog's saying he wants a walk. He's pissed. He wants you to take him outside, George.
That dog knows it's time, by the way. That dog is right here.
Dog,
right?
4 or 5 minutes. George is going to take you for a nice, long, angry walk tonight.
I already got to wait till after the football games. They end at 11:15. It's 12 o'clock now. Let's go. It's late. Let's go. With my walk.
I love your dog. I can hear that game. It's like, hey,
that's how I get out of my frustration, by the way.
Sounds like a heavy
The three of us
during the half-hour walk.
The three of us may tell people. Well, the three of us may tell people. Okay, the three of us may tell people our favorite teams and such. But I think we can all agree our favorite team is the team we have money on. It changes every day.
Our favorite team is name currency. Tony, you like the strikeout props tomorrow? The numbers too light with Yamamoto and Rodon. So tell me why. Are you betting both overs? Okay, tell us why.
I am, but I'm betting both over strikeouts, over 4.5 over. That's for Carlos for Don, and for Yosh, it's over 5.5. Plus money on Yosh, big juice on Rodon, who's minus 160. I like it because George mentioned it. He outlined it. I think you're probably going to get an extra 2 batters, maybe an extra inning out of a pitcher, simply because of the extra innings in this game and the relievers, the bullpen that was used. So that's for strikeouts. Outs recorded over 14.5 for both. They're both juiced pretty heavily, but I like them both. Minus 140 for Carlos and Yosh is minus 125.
Well, we're getting some points a little bit. Boise State is on the doorstep. What are they, inside the 20 right now? So 13-10 Boise State over UNLV. We're winding down $1.11 to the half. USC beating Rutgers 14-3 right there. They got the USC has the ball at midfield. So George, Tony, quickly, Tony, any college games tomorrow? We got some good ones. Navy, Notre Dame. I love that Wisconsin Penn State game. I'm probably going to take a shot with the Badgers. They're a hot team, getting 6.5. What's on your college football betting card?
Well, the Cornhuskers will take the Harley House sideline, for a Saturday boxing match with the Buckeyes, and both teams come in. I'm glad that Ohio State actually didn't look good last weekend, and I'm not glad that the Cornhuskers got tromped. I mean, what do you call, if you're ever going to paint a picture of a team that gave up 425 yards, 215 on the ground, 56 total points, what do you describe that team as? Certainly not the Indiana offense. Ohio State's going to run ramshot over this Huskers team who, and I'll give you a bunch of statistics. I don't have time, but the mini folder for how bad this Huskers team can be or has been under a new coach, under an ex-NFL coach, right? College. I like the I like the Buckeyes minus 25 and change.
Nebraska was horrible last week. Watching Rule and that team, they're disgusting. Yep. Like they just there's nothing there. I don't care. Like they're supposed to be better. Mm-hmm. It's the same old damn Nebraska Cornhusker program. It doesn't matter. George, you got any NFL, George, you put together? I know you said you don't care if that line's a trap. You like Green Bay if you can find a 3.5 against Jacksonville. Anything else you like?
Yeah, there's never a trap I didn't like to fall into. So I'll go for that. I think Miami does. I think Miami does wake up on Sunday. A lot of props in that game for Henry Kill and Wild. They should wake up there. Detroit, I think, crushes Tennessee. The Tennessee just has nothing here. Cam, another question I want to ask you all day. You must love the game between Carolina and Denver on Sunday. That's just your kind of game. Nice little dumpster dive game.
Yeah.
I told you, George, and I'm sticking to my word. After Carolina, they're banned. They're done. I don't bet their games anymore. Tennessee this close. And I do have a couple smelly dogs that came through, like the Rams. You know me. I love dogs. I bet too many dogs. But I had the Rams money line with that game with Morency. They're only getting 3, but that was a good start. We had that in my contest. We had that pick, too. But, George, I'm telling you, I smell something weird in that Jacksonville game. I got 4.5 with the Jags, and I think they're going to play the Packers tough. But I can guarantee one thing. George's dog going for a walk is a lock, and pissing on the first thing he sees in a 2-game parlay. Walk and leak is good. Tony, anything else in the NFL you like, buddy? We got 30 minutes left in the show.
Yeah. Give me Carolina plus the points.
Oh, Tony, you didn't. I'm going to be right. Cut his mic. Panthers suck. Love you, Finn. George, thanks so much for filling in, buddy. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend, everybody. Me and Ranieri at noon Eastern tomorrow for College Football Bet and Game Live.